What is up, y'all? We are live. We are live in the flesh. I think I accidentally went a little early. So what is up? Anybody? There's Dankle. What's up, Dank? Keith Boardley. What up, boys? Jeff Chambers. Daryl Deemer. What's up, guys? What is up? Mike Howe. I just now looked. I was going to go a little bit later, but I just now looked, and I'm pretty sure you go in like an hour or so, Mike. So I'll make sure and shout you out to get some people over there if we get enough in here. What's up, Jeremy? JQ. What's up, David? Taco Man's here. What's up? Vinoxky. What's up, brother? Sweet. Just started my Daphnia colony. Wish me luck. Good luck, brother. Bare Bottom Aquatics is here. What's up, Uncle? Not too much. Gonna just, I don't even think I brought any food in here. I'll probably have to go and grab some food. Gonna feed this 40-gallon breeder in front of me. Fish room tour, oh, fish barn tour tonight. Cool, Mike. Sweet. I know one thing, it would be crazy to go live every single night. I know that for a fact. These right here are a little easier. It's a little less stressful. I can get up and roam around a little bit. So far so good on the quality though. What's up, Kevin? Hey, all can't stay. Have a city council meeting. We'll go tear it up, brother. LRB goes live every day. Yeah, I know. I don't know that I could do it. It'd probably end up eventually being good. But I would have to cut them down and do them shorter if I was going to do them every day. Yeah, I figured that, Kevin. I figured that. His videos are short though, like 10-15 minutes. Yeah, exactly. I could probably do that, but I don't want to yet. That might be something I think about doing next year. What's up, Jeff? We got about 20 people in here. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera around. I haven't shown this tank in a long time, but this one is just to the right of where I set for all my live streams. It's the 40-gallon breeder that you guys can barely ever see like the corner of whenever I'm in my live streams. And it's clearer in person than it looks like it is on camera. I think the light up there is just really crazy bright. Could use some loaches to get rid of those snails. Yeah, I know. It's Malaysian trumpets is what it is. And then all that white there is like crushed coral. I've got some plecos in here. So, and I've got some shrimp in here. I'm gonna go get what's up, Chad? I'm gonna go get some food and see what we can get to come out. There's a bunch of wild shrimp in here, and there is some plecos in here, and then there is some red bar endlers in here. Some pretty cool looking males that I've had for a long time that are ending up looking pretty cool. So ever have issues with plecos eating fry? Never have, Jeff. Not that I see anyhow. But I've got tons of fry in there if you can see them. I've got all kinds of... This tank does pretty good with the endlers. I will be right back. I'll go get some food. I forgot to do that. I'll be right back. I've talked about this food a lot on my channel, but it's because I really believe in it, and I've done a video on, you know, my top 5 favorite foods for all kinds of different stuff. I just made one for shrimp the other day, but this one is usually, hang on one second here. Jeffro, that tank is overflowing. It's close. It really is close. I did the water changes in here this afternoon, and it is right up to the edge. I mean, it is right up to the edge. But anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and feed some North Fin kelp wafers. And the reason why it works good in a tank like this is because the plecos come out and they go crazy on it. All the adult live bears, hello Lisa, all the adult live bears get down and dirty on it. And then the shrimp come out and go crazy on it. And then a bunch of the little pieces flake off into the water column, and the fry get on top of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and feed these. What I do is I'll put I think I do like 3. These are 14mm pellets. I'll do 3 in this because I don't have as many plecos in there as I did. But I think you can see this one right here at the edge. Right there is where that one landed. And then there's one right there, and then the other one landed down there somewhere, but I think you can see them all. And within a matter of seconds of it being in the tank, you can see how the fish are going crazy. Pretty sure mine were contributing, combining the substrate for freshly dropped fry the other night. Uh-oh. Tampa Tom, Jeffro in the house. What is up, Tampa Tom? What is up? We're looking at some endlers. And here in a minute when the shrimp come out, we'll try to look and see. I got some pretty wild looking shrimp in here. I'll get some close-ups if we can get some really nice shrimp to come out. What's up, Sunshine Aquatics? Nice to see ya. Such an awesome tank. Thank you. It's not much. I mean, I need to do a lot of work on it to make it look really, really nice, but I've got a lot of stem plants in here. I probably got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got like 5 different types of stem plants in here. And then I've got 3 cryptowendite plants in here. Actually, I've got 6 stem plants. And then I've got 3 cryptwendites, and then I got 1 cryptlutea in here. I've got a couple of Java Fern standards. I've got a jungle sword. I've got some Val in the back, and then I've got a Java Fern Windelove. Great big bush of this right here. That's really an actual huge bush. It was like a 4-inch piece when I got it, and I tied it to a piece of Malaysian driftwood about a year ago, and it needs some work. I need to do some trimming on it and stuff. And then I've got some dwarf sage over here. What's up, Angelo? The dwarf sage I got, this is the first time I've ever done it, and it didn't melt back, but I got it and it was pretty set in pretty good from Adrian. Are you going live every night this week? Yep, Jeff. I'm going live every night this week. What is up, Priscilla? Nice to see you. Priscilla's got some of these endlers from me. I gave her a trio of these. So, what's up, guppy puppies? I haven't shown this tank on my channel in forever. I've also got some Val in the background, if you guys can see it at all. I got all the other tanks shut off to where the glare isn't very bad. I've also, right over here, starting on this driftwood, is some Christmas moss, Java moss, and it grows all the way up and out of the tank. You guys may have seen it before, but if you look, it's growing right up the sides of that driftwood. And then I got a piece of pothos in the back, and then this other stuff is like vivarium plants. And I just poked a little bit down in this kind of like bog. All the shrimp, the berry shrimp go up in here, and then that's where the babies, it's like a little nursery. And I don't know if you can see any of the shrimp. There's some shrimp in there. See that? And it turns into like a little bog. And this Bavarian plant just kind of grew up out of it and just started climbing everything. And that pothos, the roots actually go way down in there behind the driftwood. But I think it's pretty cool how this moss has grown all the way out. It's like moist up in here. And then you can see back here how it's grown up and out, and back there it's grown up and out. It's kind of cool how it did. That's the biggest reason why I took the rim off of this tank. There's a snail on the very top of the tank here. It's one of those bladder snails that I don't really care for. Manually removed it. Alright, let's zoom back here. Oh, there's a pleco out eating on one of those wafers. That is a female longfin albino. She is mothered a couple of times. What's up, Denny? Then we got Alhana Tazuki. Chad already said. Yeah, I did say moist, didn't I, Tampa Tom? Oh, God. I noticed it right when I said it, too. Bare Bottom Aquatics is here. No, I never have had any shrimp escape. Well, I take that back. And I think I've had this tank going for about 2 years now. And in the 2 years, I have had maybe 5 male endlers. I've never had a female endler get out. And probably 3 or 4 shrimp get out. But that's it. In the 2 years that I've had this tank going. What's up, Rack? Let's see if I can find any weird looking shrimp in here to show you guys. There's all kinds of them up here. It just depends on if any of the wild ones are out. Every once in a while we see a real gem come out. That light is bright now. Not many real crazy shrimp coming out. Don't forget to hit that like. Thanks, Lisa. She is pretty. Love the long fins. Yeah, I'm actually doing a little project. It's kind of a secret with her right now. It's a breeding project, so hoping to get something really cool going with her. Let's see, what else can I talk about? A tank like this can really keep you on your feet. I mean, activity-wise. I've got a AquaClear, what is that, an AquaClear 20, and I've got a sponge filter, and then I've also got a big, like 10-inch long bubble stone back there. I don't know, before I added that big long bubble stone, there was one time where all of my endlers were gasping and stuff, and all my water parameters were good, so I was just thinking that we were low on circulation, so I added that, and ever since I did that, everything's been chill. Priscilla's gonna be right back. Ono's Fish Corner is here. Tank is off the charts, my man. Beautiful. Thanks a lot, Ono's. Love that pleco. Thanks, Guppy Puppies. Dan, I wish I could mimic that setup. It takes a while. You got to be patient. Like, this isn't even as best as it could be. I think I know the project, but I won't say. Thanks, Jeff. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Some of these endlers, you know, it's going to be really hard to ever film them because they're just darting around all the time. But some of these guys have got some really wicked colors. And some top fins, real wild looking. David says, can we zoom in at all? I have been zooming in a little bit. So I think this female has got a bunch of eggs in her stomach right now. She was shining her belly there for a second. So you see a couple of wild shrimp, like there's a black one with the golden back there. These inlers act like they haven't ate in a week. What light is on that tank? Shallow Water's asked. That is an Aqua Neat. One of the cheap eBay ones. It is one of the narrow ones, so it has a single strip. So if you look at my hand here, it's just a single strip, and it's got one white, one blue, one white, one blue, all the way across it. I got the idea for that light for planted aquariums from Kyle's Wild World. He sells plants online, and he recommended it, and that light is like 48 inches long, somewhere around in there, and it was like 26 bucks. And there's some downsides to it. You know, it isn't UL rated. It's not waterproof. Let's see what else. It runs really hot, so hot to the touch. But it grows plants really good. Ever since I started using it, I just dose this with Easy Green, and then I do root tabs, and you know, like 7 to 12 hours of light every day. Yeah, love the Aqua Neat light, just don't drop it in the water. Exactly. I've got mine set up because of that driftwood that grows up out of the water. I've got mine set up on like I've got it hanging from an old clothes rack, and I've got fishing line, real heavy line fishing line that comes down that in a couple of spots that holds onto it. And it never has acted like it's gonna melt or anything like that, but even if it did fall, it overhangs the tank, you know, quite a ways. Much like the Night Crew, but doesn't run hot, not water tight, but a great little light. Yeah, it is a great little light for the money, especially when you have 40 aquariums like I do. I can't really afford, you know, the expensive. I mean, there are some lights out there that are expensive and nice that have all the spectrums that would probably even make my video quality better. I thought about buying one just to have to do videos, you know, because the lighting on some of those lights out there, when you watch people's videos, it looks so much better, you know. Like, it looks like my Java moss is like melted back at the top, like yellow, but it's not. It's just the greenest of the green, you know. Let's see here. Trying to see. Yeah, look at how fat this female is. I think she's got a belly full of eggs. She's just fat. What's up, Susan? Sunshine says, I'm a tech geek, so I want a Fluval 3.0, LOL. Yeah, I would like to get one, like I say, to just put on tanks for my videos. That would be cool. Lisa said, I've ruined one of the new Night Crews by dropping it in the water, LOL. Yeah. Yep. I do have a male in there for her. I'm hoping that he doesn't come out because it would kind of give away my secret that I've got going. I thought about that earlier, but he's kind of new to the tank. So he probably won't come out until tonight to eat, hopefully. Because I've got a little secret breeding project going on in this tank, and I don't want to really give away the secret. I just can't with lights. I use whatever I have. Yep, definitely. Jeff says, I don't know how you keep up with water changes in videos, Jeffro. Actually, it makes it a little easier for me because, you know, my kids are at the age now where, you know, I'm not changing diapers and blah, blah, blah. You know, a lot of nights we eat out, so I don't have to do dishes and do a bunch of cooking, yada, yada, yada. Let's see. You know, my hours are pretty good. I don't have to do a lot of overtime. Like last night I got home at 9:30, but that's probably the latest I've been home in probably 2 years, you know. Like this afternoon, since I worked late last night, this afternoon I did my water changes whenever I had some downtime in the office. You know, so imagine if you went to work today, but at around 3 o'clock, if you were caught up, you just walk into another room and do some water changes, And then after you get your water changes done, and actually I answered phone calls with customers and stuff like that while I was doing my water changes today. So, but yeah, you just find time to do it. The dining room I do on the weekends. You know, it's definitely a job. We got a $4.99 super chat from Chad Krotz, I believe. Yep, jumping off topic. I enjoyed the Shelly tank vid. I really want to do that with such soft acidic water here. That may be but a dream. Well, I did add some crushed coral to my water because I do have pretty soft water, Chad. First off, thanks for the super chat, buddy. I appreciate that. But, you know, you could always give it a try. You know, crushed coral can go a long ways. You can even do like hang on the back filters and put bags of crushed coral in your hang on the backs too. You know, you can get your water hard. Yeah, look at how fat she is. Every time I zoom though, she moves. Hoping there's a bunch of eggs, and she will go in this cave tonight, one of those two caves, and deposit them on the top of one of those caves, and then this male that I've got in here will go in there and fertilize them. They've been in here together a few hours. I wish that I would have had this idea last weekend, because it was like all three of my females were, for lack of a better term, in heat the other night. It was crazy. This tank was exploding. You can tell when the pheromones go crazy in this tank, because the plecos start acting real wild. The shrimp start searching, like the male shrimp just are going back and forth. And all of the endlers are chasing each other too. Jeff says, I have crazy soft water here. I just conditioned the water with Epsom salt, baking soda, and reef salt. Mix crushed coral in with the substrate. Multis are breeding like crazy. Awesome. Thanks for that input, Jeff. Because I may have to do that. I'm not going to keep any plecos or anything in there, so I could do some salt in that tank. Mayhem Tanks 522 is in the house. What's good, Jeffro? What is good, Mayhem? Ain't seen you in a while, buddy. Nice to see you. We've got just about 50 people here. It's pretty awesome. I got to counting a couple of months ago, or maybe a month ago now, on how many live streams I would have at the end of the year, and I was going to be short like 5 live streams to hit 100 for my New Year's Eve live stream. If you guys don't know about that, I'm going to do a 4-hour live stream on New Year's Eve to rock in the new year. And so this week I'm going live every night to get that number up, so that at the end of the year I have 100 live streams, just to where I could say I did 100 this year. You know, next year it'll be easy to hit 100 because I didn't start live streaming until February. So yeah. Not Nola Jean is in the house. What's up, Not Nola Jean? Smash them thumbs up. Thanks, Lisa. Uh-oh. I need to answer a text back here, if it will let me. I don't think it will. Be that way, YouTube. All right, let's see here. I'm gonna try to get up here a little closer. Hang on just a second. Try to see if we can get some pictures of some shrimp. Some wilder looking shrimp. Now see all those little particles that are falling off? The fry, see how the little fry are just nibbling all around over there? And then the shrimp get in there too. I've got some really nice chocolate colored ones that just look like Hershey's chocolates. And then some brick colored ones, some blue ones. I've got some red realies and some black realies. I've also got a bunch of Malaysian trumpet snails in here. There's some real weird ones down here. See those bluer ones there? And then those tiger striped ones. Look at that, like orange tiger stripe looking one right there. It's a weird looking shrimp. And there's a blue one over by the cave. See that little light blue one over there? Right there. It's going away now. Wish my endlers would come over to where you guys could see them. How does the betta do with the embers? Do they ever pick on them? Oh, David. I'm like, I don't have a betta. That one is really crazy right there. It's like an orange with a yellow back. Do 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 do. See how some of these red bar endlers have yellow on them even? See that one that keeps shooting across? How old are those crypts? I think they're about a year old actually. This red one, I've split it into 4 plants. So it would be a lot bigger. But every time I kind of liked it over in this corner. So every time it tried to get out there a little ways, I would split it off. And I've took it off into 4 different plants, but I would say a little over a year old. What is up, Candy? Yeah, I do have a lot of fry in here. It's a prolific setup. I've produced hundreds of plecos in this tank, and hundreds of shrimp in this tank, and hundreds of platies, or not platies, endlers. Ron is here from Friday Fish Facts. What's up, Ron? Honeybee is here. What's up, Honeybee? What size tank is this? It's a 40-gallon breeder. It's Aqueon that I got at the $1 per gallon sale. At the $1 per gallon sale, Petco. What's up, Derek? They do half price on the $40 or the 40-gallon breeders, and this tank was like $45, where it's not normally like $90 or something like that. And when I brought it home, I'd never done it before, but I took a razor blade and cut around the edge of the top, and I took the rim off of it. It's the only one I've ever done before, and it wasn't too bad. The hardest part of it was getting the first piece to break loose, and then after that, making sure and cutting all the silicone off of it. It was pretty nasty, but the biggest reason why I did that was because of that big piece of driftwood that I've got that grows out of the tree, or out of the water, sorry. You know, I thought it looked silly whenever the rim was on there, because it comes up out of the water a couple of, what, almost 2 feet. And yeah, I've got this Christmas moss, Java moss, growing up out of the water. It's kind of like a bog here. I showed it earlier in the stream. And the shrimp just like live in it. And then it grows up and out of the water. And then these are like a vivarium plant that I got from Josh's Frogs whenever I got my vivarium set up. And I don't know what they're called, but they are doing really good. They're really digging this tank water for sure. Oh, a close up of the beard. Close up of the beard. You guys never get to see this tank behind me either. I've done videos on that one before. That's my super reds. Then I've got some guppies in there. And I've got my fire red cherry shrimp in there, which it's a really straight line. I don't ever even have to cull. I haven't culled in there in a long time. And then I've got some Malaysian trumpet snails in there and just some moss. And it's kind of like a breeding for profit tank. It's a 55-gallon back there. How are the Zis filters doing? They're doing really good, Dank. I got one on this 29-gallon over here that just has your standard buy it at your pet store little air pump. And they have slow flow coming out of the top with those, but the media spins really good. So it doesn't create a lot of surface agitation, but the media spins really good inside the Zis. But in the ones in my new breeding setup, I did a pleco breeding setup, and I've got 3 of them in 20 longs, and I've got those on my central air, and you can really crank it up with those. So I really like them a lot. I think they're going to be I don't know that I will replace all my sponge filters, because what I like about sponge filters is all the surface, you know, that if you've got like shrimp and stuff like that, they can come and nibble on it. These, there won't be none of that, so I wouldn't really put it in a shrimp tank. Be good for like pleco tanks and live bearer tanks and stuff like that. But I do like them. 29 bucks, I think it's worth it. I'm pleased with them. We almost got 50 people watching. Let's go ahead and get her back on the tank here. Let's see here. What do we got going on in this corner over here? Over here. Now I've got this all twisted. Hang on a second here. I gotta get this tripod to where I'm not bumping into it with my chair. What's up, Reef Tanks? Surprisingly enough, this tank, I put all my culls in. So these red shrimp here are actually pretty nice. I remember when I first set this tank up, I put one fire red male in here and a fire red female. So the bright ones are probably from them, I would say, because that's what my cherries look like in my fire red tank. But the fire red tank, their legs are painted and stuff, and those might be. Sit and chat and look at your collection, Candy. Alright, I don't know what happened there. I seen a flash. I about lost it this morning when I read your title. I thought saltwater instead of shell dweller. I've done it to more. Okay, no regrets. Oh boy. What is up, Priscilla? No regrets. Yeah, see that Inler male there? Hopefully he comes back, and then like this Inler male has white on his tail. See, he's got some white and some green down on his tail, or green up on his body too. How you been doing, honeybee? I think that Inler right there is kind of cool. I got so much fry from those. Cool. Yeah, they're prolific. Out of all of my Inlers, them and my rainbow tigers are probably the most prolific. I wish that one with the yellow on his tail, and he's got like a high fin. He's got like a white high fin. There he is. I wish he'd just stay still for a little bit. All he's worried about is women, which makes me think the pheromones are kind of getting high in this tank. He's just checking out every girl. There he is. If he would just chill for a minute and come over here and pose for the camera. But no, he can't do that. There's a pile of shrimp over here too in this dwarf sag where this other one landed. See that big pile of shrimp in there in the dwarf sag? Kind of funny. Oh, those pheromones, yeah. Go get her, little buddy. Yeah, pear bottom. Oh, man. I've got a group chat that keeps on popping up on my screen every second. I mean, every second. There's that male. There he went. See if I can stay with him for a second. Come on, guys. Alright. There he is. Really nice. And not all of them turn out like him, but some of them do. And I like that he's got that little high fin thing that kind of sticks up off of him. Makes him look pretty cool, especially when he's like going backwards and stuff. You're a loved guy, Jeffroz. That's why. Let's see here. The female Inlers will eat shrimp fry if they can. Well, my shrimp have a jungle to live in here, so they have plenty of stuff to get hidden out of harm's way. So my shrimp are pretty prolific in here too. Jeffroz the fish guru. I don't know about that. You just try your best and feed them and clean their water. And like this tank right here, it's been balanced pretty good. I had one imbalance issue that I talked about a little bit on the channel. I had always done easy green in here, but then I went and got some of that growth juice from Dustin, and I think I kind of overdid it. So I can't 100% blame it on Dustin, but it made an imbalance in my tank. It made it stink really bad. It made the water like yellow, and it took me a few weeks to get it back. There's my old female longfin over there underneath that crypt. Are you playing Marvin Gaye in the fish room at night? Jeez. Yeah, no kidding, right? No kidding. I should. Maybe my snoring sounds like Marvin Gaye. Not much more to talk about, guys. How long have I been going here? 38 minutes? Yeah, we can go for another 20 minutes or so. Heck yeah. Trying to think if there's anything that I haven't really talked about. I do have this tank heated. All my heaters that I use are all the same brand. I go with a cheap Aquatop, and it does have a thermostat, an adjustable thermostat on it, and I've always had really good luck. I've only messed one up, and it was because I had it vertical. I do have this one vertical, so I have to be careful when I'm changing the water. But I had one that was, I did a real heavy water change on, and it got hot and cracked, you know. But for most of them, I put them horizontal down around the bottom. For one, they don't show up as much on a planted tank like this. For two, they say that they heat your water better because it's spread over. And then three, you can do a heavy water change and not worry about having to unplug it. Let's see. These heaters have always worked really good. I like to keep the water around 76 degrees in here. I don't know that I really would have to. This summer I had it turned down. I actually turned it back up a couple of hours ago when I put this male pleco in here. I'd been running it lower because in the summer it gets hotter, you know. But yeah, just got one piece of Malaysian driftwood in here. I got a piece of choa wood, a couple of you know, ceramic caves, sponge filter, bubble stone, aqua clear hang on the back, and a bunch of plants. And I've got oh, what is my substrate? This is that I always forget it. It's that substrate that's kind of watery whenever you get it. It's got conditioned water in it. It's like a planted substrate. Can't remember what it is. Everybody always has to remind me. What was you saying, Candy? Eco Complete is what it is. And then over the top of it, I got Fluval Stratum. And then over the top of that, I've got some crushed coral. So, other than that, not too much more on the tank. I did paint the back black on this tank. Took off the top rim. I do 30% water changes on this tank once a week. Dose it with Easy Green, and you know, every once in a while I'll put a root tab in there. And yeah, these stem plants that are along here, right in here, back in here, and then like over here, they haven't been in here all that long, so I haven't even had to trim them yet. The ones in my crystal shrimp tank I've had to trim. I did have this one full of stem plants. I mean, all the way to the back, just big old tall rows of them. And I stole out of this tank to do my crystal shrimp tank. So, didn't mean to scare you guys there. Yeah, my my YouTube Messenger group, they're trolling me right now. They know that I'm live, and they're listening to my live stream, and they heard me say that every time I get a message, it blocks my screen, because Mile High Plecos never messages a lot, and he's done like 100 messages on here in the last 2 minutes. It's like instantly my screen just gets blocked by like half. He's doing it on purpose. That beard is growing well. Yeah, my beard is back. It took about a month after I had my buzzing accident, but yep, it is definitely back. I need to go have it lined up a little bit, but it's definitely back. 48 people here. Dang. Troll, Tampa Tom, troll. What are you up to tonight, Tampa Tom? I finally bought some live bearers onto my channel, Tampa Tom. Have you got any endlers, or you just do guppies, man? I know you do guppies. Do you have any endlers? Because I got like, I think 5 different types of endlers. Let's see here. Nothing new since the last time we checked in. We'll go for another 15 minutes or so here, guys. The biggest reason why I like the Wendiety is because on the bottom it gets like a red, and then on the top it gets like a forest green, and it's kind of a nice contrast. Like you can see that one over there, you can see the red on it, see the red underneath it, and then the leaves do that rippling, you know, I can't remember what it's called, dimpling or rippling or whatever. That shrimp right there is a nice shrimp. It's a really bright red shrimp. And then behind it is like, looks kind of like a really, like a blue really almost. I pulled a few of the reallys out. Tampa Tom says, no endlers, just guppies, plecos, rainbows, cories, autos, snails, and shrimp. I'm eating dinner watching you. My new jazz hand plant is doing good. Cool. Have you gone? Priscilla, you're behaving too. Yeah. I was hoping that some real cool shrimp that I haven't seen in a while would come out. That kind of happens where I won't see a shrimp in here for like a month or two, and then all of a sudden out of the blue they come out of the hiding. And yeah, so if I point one out here in the next 15 minutes or so, we'll get a good look. The chocolate one that I've got in here, I've got a big old female chocolate colored shrimp that just looks like Hershey's chocolate. It's just beautiful. And nothing really special. You can tell they like the North Fin wafers though, can't you? They absolutely love them. My Crypt Lutea used to be a lot greener. Like I've got another tank that I've got it in that it's green, really bright green, and on the camera it looks green, but underneath it it's kind of got a bronzing, and you can kind of see it on that leaf right there. It's kind of bronzing on the bottom of it, and mine in my other tank is not doing that. I've got it, I've had this Lutea for about a year-ish, and I've had to split it off into another plant that's just as big as that one. And then this one's actually got some new growth coming up. I split it about 2 months ago. You can see right down there it's starting to grow out. My sword plant is really kind of choked back. It's back. You can kind of see it coming up right here. It's kind of choked back. It hasn't really went too crazy, which on my swords I don't really do a whole lot of root tabs on those. John Gonzalez says, I like to add some white sand to my shrimp tank to help see the different colors on the shrimp. I use Fluval Stratum. Yep. Yeah, in real life I can see all the shrimp, but there's some that just don't ever come out of the jungle. I mean, on a planted aquarium like this, they've got tons of things to eat too, you know, and nibble and graze, and things that get caught up in that right there, that great big mass of Java moss. You know, they can go up in there. Like right now, all this food that's down here sprinkles out into the water column, and then it just gets stuck up there, and then they can all just graze on it, you know. So there's lots of times where they don't even have to come out. I don't know what this stem plant is right here, but look at that shrimp that's on it. But that stem plant right there smells like mint. When you have it out of the water, it smells like mint. And I can't remember what it is. I got it not too long ago. And then that little piece of Java fern right there, I've just got it glued to the back side of that wood. It might be Bacopa. I think you're right, Priscilla. It smells like mint. It's got a really nice odor to it. There's another one over here, right there. First stage of old age, Jeffro. Yeah, I know, right? Well, when you've got like, I think I counted the other day, I've got like 30 different types of plants now for aquarium, you know, and then I've got like 13 or 14 different plants for vivariums. It gets hard to remember them. Oh. Yeehaw. So we got another 10 minutes or so here. Yep, Tampa Tom, I think it is Bacopa. Pretty sure it is. Hey Joel, yeah, live stream addict. Yeah, after this week, I'm cutting back to 3 days a week, buddy. I'm going to take some time away from the live streams. Let's see here. There's a tank that you guys never get to see too. That's kind of supposed to be like a hospital tank, you know, like a quarantine tank, but it's been housing my zebra danio that I spawned a while back forever. So yeah, Candy, I'm going to cut back to 3 days next week. Actually, after I got going with 3 days, 3 days isn't really hard to do. Mitch M says, how did you remove the top rim of your tank? Well, I'll tell you, to be honest, I went and watched an old King of DIY video. He does a step-by-step on there. And basically, you take a utility knife, sharp, you know, you got to have a sharp edge, and you just kind of stick it up under the rim, and you start working it back, and back. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to cut the silicone that's up in there. And then after you go back and forth cutting it enough, then you try to get your fingers underneath it. And when you get your fingers underneath it, you're trying to pop that seal loose. And after you get your first one done, the next one comes easier. And you just keep on working your way around the tank. I will say that I was afraid the whole time that I was going to break it, but I had no close calls, no chips on the glass, no scratches or anything. There's some people that won't even recommend you do it because they're afraid that if you break it, you're going to kind of blame them. I recommend it just as long as you know that you could break your tank whenever you're doing it. You know, I kind of felt like it was a must to do it. Like that driftwood comes up out of the water so far. It just looks silly with the great big black rim across the top of it, and it looks so much better without it. You know, it just looks so much better without the rim on it. It just looks cleaner. Like right here, it looks like it's just water, you know. I could, if I really got particular, I mean, you really look at it, I could really get some more silicone off of it. But I keep the water up there quite a ways. You know, I just did my water changes today though, so. But yeah, that driftwood coming out of the top, I just thought it looked silly. And really, technically, I should have my light up higher, but I don't want to get it too far away from the plants, you know. Ken Amy says, what size tank is it? It is a 40-gallon breeder, Ken. 40-gallon breeder. What does it look like on camera, Ken? I'm just curious. Does it look bigger than a 40-gallon breeder, or does it look smaller? I'm kind of curious. I haven't had this one on my channel in a long time. I'm just kind of curious. I know what my next project will be. Yeah. Looks good, Jeffro. Thanks, Honeybee. Bare Bottom says it looks smaller than a 40-gallon breeder. That's interesting. Terry says, how many endlers do you find on the floor? I said it earlier. I've had this tank about 2 years. The first 4 months, I didn't have anything in this tank. I did a 4-month cycle. Yeah, Bush Latte always says good day time. Yeah, no kidding, right? I would say in the 1.5 years that I've had endlers in this tank, I've lost 5 males. I have not lost a female. There's been times whenever I have had duckweed all over the top of this, and then there's been times when I've had dwarf water lettuce in here, and that kind of slowed them down. The males do this little dance where they go up and down when they're trying to pose for the females, you know. But I probably lost 5 males, and I lost a male the first week that I had them. My nicest male that I got in my shipment. I bought like a couple of trios, maybe 2 trios, something like that. And my nicest male, I lost him right off the bat. But I had some fry, and I had one male left, and then they just went nuts. I've got another tank in another room that I have all male red bars, and then I've lost like probably 3 shrimp from crawling over the top. Look at that female. I'm hoping she deposits some eggs tonight. I really should have probably fed her some green beans, is what I should have done. Did a little bit of conditioning. I can wait. I've got a male in here that I'm going to try to get him to breed, and if so, I'll make a video this weekend on it, and we'll see. Or I might not. It's kind of a top secret type thing. You know what I mean? It's like weird. What up, Jeff and the Fish Fam? What's up, Corey boy? Just doing a little tank show off. We got about 5 more minutes here, and Mike from mhound9 is going live. And yeah, can't believe it's almost been an hour. It's crazy. Craziness. I got one big old female in here that I tried to take out and do in the summer tubs this year, but she wouldn't let me catch her. She was holding. She is uncatchable. I tried for like a week straight to catch her. She's the biggest one there. Female endlers get huge, guys. Jeff's ignoring me like a boss, honey. What, Priscilla? What did Priscilla say? Oh, look at that tiny pleco. Adorable. Whatever, Priscilla. What up? Oh, I already seen that one. Sorry, Priscilla. On these phones, it's really hard to keep up with the chat. I suck tonight. Sorry. I didn't see. I just saw a message retracted. Isn't she pretty? I love the long fins. The light's making her really bright, but she's not really lemon. She's more of the straight albino white. She's like really, really white. So it looks like she's lemon on camera, but she's not. All right. Peter from Mob Guppies in the house. What's up, Peter? Kind of hard to miss one of my streams this week. Going every night this week like this. Do they eat some of your plants? Endlers, if you're not careful, if you don't feed endlers good, like on plecos, I like to do whatever you want to call it, like switch feeding or trick feeding, whatever the term is, where you don't feed them for like 2 days, and then you feed them, and then you don't feed them for a day, and then you feed them, and then you don't feed them for 3 days. You know, you're always changing it up. But you got to be careful doing that with endlers, because they will nibble at your plants. Especially your favorite ones. Like I've got a Crypt spiralis in the other room that I've got some endlers in, and if you don't feed that tank every day, they start nibbling on my Crypt spiralis, and I love that plant. It's like a narrow leaf, and it's really easy for them to gnaw it down. But the plecos have not messed with my dwarf sage. They float across it just like it's nothing. They've never uprooted it. They're real graceful, especially this longfin female. She will sometimes weave in and out of the dwarf sage, and then other times it's almost like she's just floating on the top of it. I just bought a Pictus catfish yesterday, and I'm in love with it. Awesome honeybee. I've got some catfish that I'm going to get probably the first of the year. They're growing out right now. They're called Synodontis lucipennis, or Lucipennis synodontis, whichever way you want to say it. But they're cute little dwarf catfish. Oh, they're so nice. I love them. Awesome honeybee. I wonder, do you have any of the pictures of them on your on your Instagram? Because I saw you put a post on Instagram that you got to go fish shopping, I think is what you were saying on your Instagram post. Sunshine has a Pictus. They're beautiful. Awesome. I'll have to check those out. Let's see here. Alright guys, we got about 20 seconds left. Tomorrow night I'll be going live just like this. I'll pick a different tank. We'll do another mobile live stream tomorrow night. I don't know what time yet. I'll just surprise you guys. And then Thursday night we'll be back on our regular scheduled program. But if you guys want, mhow9 is going live right now. If you guys go over to his channel and say Jeffroz sent you, and at least stop in and say hey real quick, that'd be awesome. Other than that, we'll see you guys tomorrow night, and hopefully you guys have a great rest of the evening. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Peace out, y'all. See if I can get this shut off. Boop. Peace out.